Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Biochrome Boulevard. My name is Corey, and you are on the Dead Unicorn channel. We have been streaming nonstop for 25 hours, and I gotta say, my El Gato streaming diaper is full. It's just, you can't. These things are way too expensive, and they don't last as long as it says on the box.
I mean, I'm glad you sent them to me, but I'm confused as to why they were pre-filled.
Look, El Gato, like, they make quality streaming equipment, except for the diapers.
Don't trust them.
Seriously, though, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for hitting that thumbs up button. And thanks to our patrons. They are scrolling right down there, and they help support this channel by keeping the software rolling. Every software, it costs money every year, yearly subscriptions for this stuff. So we thank you so very much. Our game master today is our cyber lord James. James, I'm throwing it to you.
Welcome back, Chumbas. Special thanks to Sebastian as well for all the help with the maps and keeping Foundry going great for us. And last time, our characters found themselves stuck in New York City, got a job that some of them think might be a bit sketchy, but it's really their only option to getting back to Night City. Hey, so they're now ready and about to hit a warehouse to grab somebody who's willing to go with them and get her out. So let's get on with character introductions. Let's start with Tarek.
Hello, I'm Tarek. I am playing Elmanos, who is a netrunner of some skill. Used to be a bit of a mercenary and is now working alongside these great people. I am also friends in character with Lady Valkyrie's character, and that would be Genevieve. Go ahead.
Sorry. Hello, I will be playing Genevieve tonight, also known as Steelheart. She is a tech. She is. Elmanos decided to drag her along with this whole job situation, so she's following along to get a quick buck. And I'll pass that on to Corey's character.
Oh, why, thank you. My character's name is Falco Evans, also known as Hard Cell, and he is rising to the top of the corporate ladder. That's right, his stonks are going up. But first, he has to make sure he's got enough street cred that he can get the respect of all of his peers. Hard Cell is also the adopted little brother of Sasha's character, Gas. Go ahead, Sasha.
Hi, I'm Sasha. I'm playing Ortera Lancaster, European medic. She is a bit eccentric, has a bit of a strange fascination with a lot of things that are uncouth, and considers herself to be a pretty damn good surgeon, though she dabbles also in pharmaceuticals, for the thrill. Yeah, that's me.
All right, let's get into it. You're now back in an alleyway. It's the night you're going to do this job. What are you doing?
Well, I just came out of that, what are they called?
Ramen shop.
Thank
Did you just get a thumbs up on your face?
I knew more than that. Check this out.
What did you do?
See?
What is happening? Am I in the middle of a fever dream right now? What was that?
Don't worry about it. It's special me sauce. Just saucing this place up.
Super sauce.
Yeah, I got these what are they called? Dreams that you can other people's lives you can dream in your brain. I got one of those.
Brain dances.
Brain dance. I got a brain dance. And
I like how you described that, by the way.
got a brain dance. Don't need it. Don't care about it. Only bought it because I was trying to get information on what this place is. And nobody comes in and out, but they're clearing the way for a truck that's coming in 2 days.
Ever so slightly less than 2 days.
Well, yeah. We got to get this lady out of there. I forgot her name.
Adriana Young.
Adriana Young. We got to get Adriana Young out of there. Her father wants her out. And then we're going to fly her to some other city. Like, I am really good at this game, guys.
Get her out of New York, go to Newark, get on an airship, go to Night City.
Go to Night City. Boom.
Provided there's no complications, should be pretty easy once you get on the airship.
I'm thinking that there's, like, since nobody comes in and out, unless there's some underground way to get in there, that place is sealed tight and keeps all of their workers in there indefinitely. So the only way in is to either Batman our way in or, you know, Judge Dredd our way in. Both of those are not... I'm not good at either. I'm good at bullshitting. I want to bullshit my way in. But it doesn't look like...
You do have the access codes to open the door. You have the access codes that Elmanos can use to hack their system.
I think Sasha tried to say something.
You don't hear Sasha?
Never mind.
Okay.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you just a little bit on the low side.
I can try upping her
Ooh, upper.
right now.
Do it.
Any better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should also see that.
So, our options is Batman our way in, or just go in like a wrecking crew,
Or charm our way in.
well, no, there's no way they're gonna know we're not supposed to be there immediately, because no one goes in and out of that place.
Sure, but I mean, you're supposed to be a real good talkie guy, right?
Like, there are
We
limits.
could always just try to get Elmanos access to their systems. See if... Remind me, Tarek,
Yes.
your character, she, her, correct?
Yeah, she, her.
Okay, thank you.
As long as I get close enough to where the mainframe is, I can probably connect wirelessly. And once I do that, then I could control the camera systems, the door accesses, all sorts of stuff.
So Batmaning our way in, sneaking.
I can pick a lock.
There is the whole basement thing, which gives me pause. Maybe there's a way into the basement from up here. You might want to, do
is there
some
sewer
research.
access anywhere around here that we've seen? I don't think so.
Not that you've seen, but
I know
me
the brain
see.
dance place says there's no underground area that he has access to.
out on the main street to the north, there is a utility door for Con Ed.
Well, maybe we can get down there. Take a look. Search around, find out what's good.
I go over to the ramen
Maybe we
place.
find something helpful, maybe we don't. But still, we got some time before we
I go over to the
And,
ramen
gotta
place.
actually do the extraction.
And Elmanos, you could do a scanner off your cyber deck to find an access point near it.
Yeah, I will do that.
I'm
for
gonna go
sure.
over to the ramen place. I'm gonna
Also-
order 3 of the largest drinks they have.
Okay.
I had a quick question because I remember this vaguely, but I didn't write this down in my notes. I remember there being like there's a specific amount of time we have to wait until we can take her to the airport.
There's a specific time you're supposed to be at the airport.
Gotcha.
You can arrive early and hang out in the airport. The airport itself, nobody's going to fuck with.
Yeah, they won't fuck with us in the airport because security at the airports is nuts.
I put the drinks on the expense card.
Okay. The guy behind the counter asks, just hydration, buzz, or up?
Hydration, please.
All right.
Yeah, thanks.
Green teas.
Sure. Whatever.
Wow.
Okay.
Considering I only get to add a max of +4 to interface rolls, and interface rolls are a lot lower DC than most other rolls. Wow. Just wow. I walk around with my little cyber deck out typing, and then
Well, out front, there is one access point for the warehouse about here. So if you
About
were near
where?
near
Say that one
this
more time.
thing, you would be able to hit that.
Can you do that one more time?
Right
Where was
about
it?
here.
Okay, cool. I see it.
There's like a device on the wall up high that you could interface with. Let's see where is it again?
But I'd have to Spider-Man my way up a little bit. Oh,
Uh-oh.
he exploded. You're gonna have to redo the scene, Corey.
I know. It's okay.
Sorry.
It's nobody's fault.
It is my fault. I booted him. Playing.
You hacked the game
Yeah,
master.
I did
So-
a hacker man's.
Sasha, did Gas want something? Hard Cell is gonna be like, did you? Because you walked up next to me, and I say, do you want something at the ramen shop?
Sorry about that. Sorry about that. I did a bad click.
It's okay.
So, like I said, about here's where one access point is, and if you're just hanging out at the newsstand, you'd be close enough. And
Yeah,
then,
I'm just wandering around.
and then you also find in the alley that has the dead end, right near the entrance, those 2 little things. Here, let me make it active real quick so you can see. These things right here are also an access point that would let you hook into that system.
This thing. Okay.
This alley area, I was actually wondering about it. Did we canvass this area?
Mm-hmm.
We did.
Yeah, over here's leads to the ramen shop. Right here's the entrance to that warehouse. These 2 other doors across are to something else and are locked, and you don't know what's on the other side.
So I will tell you guys that that there are 2 points at which I could gain access to the building, but I would not be able to be a part of the extraction team going into the building if I have to stay out here to do the access points necessarily. But I could at least try to cover your retreat after you get out.
I nod.
Otherwise, you're sure that once you're inside, it won't really matter where you are. You'll be able to hit it.
Unless you want me to come inside with you, in which case I'd have to pop the door from the front and then make my way in as quickly as possible. Which means alleyway is probably the best bet for me to be able to join you. Up to you. I'm a pretty crack shot.
How did you turn yourself around like that?
Shift plus arrow.
Shift plus the arrow keys.
Shift. Ah.
And I tested. I was testing around a bit with it. If you do shift and 2 arrow keys, like up and left, it will have you face a diagonal direction.
Cool. I take my 3 drinks. I go out in the middle of this area. I take my first one, and I pour it out. Which way is the liquid
Hey, I
running?
could have drank that.
Which way is it flowing?
Yep.
kind of puddles right where you pour it, but a little bit is trickling in towards either entrance of this alley.
Okay, we gotta make this go a little faster if it's puddling there. I take the second one, I pour it on top of it. Start following that water if there or that tea. If I need more, I'll pour more, but I'm just gonna see where this stuff drains to, or if it drains at all, if it just goes out to the main street or whatever.
It just goes out to the main street.
Okay, gonna take my last drink. We're gonna go over to the back alley. I'm gonna do the same thing there.
There it just puddles.
So this just fills up, huh?
It just kind of hits the area and spreads evenly out.
It's a flood zone. Is it like
Now, if you did
What do
it
they call it?
further back towards the dead end with the dumpsters and such, then it rolls into where the dumpsters are.
Oh.
are there
okay.
any obvious
Well-
drains in the street, like storm drains?
Not in the ramen and brain dance shop alley, and not visible in the backside alley.
I'm gonna
But out on the
ask Steelheart.
But out on the main street, there is.
I come back out. Hey, Steelheart, come on over here. You too, Gas. Come here. Not Gas. I'm sorry. Not you. Elmano. Elmano. Get on over here, sister. Come on over to the back alley with me.
All right.
Can you flip it over to the back alley?
Gas doesn't want to know what he's gonna do in the back alley with those two women, so he just chills in the ramen shop.
All right. I'm gonna move on over here. Come on over here, guys. You want to know? Do they have? I can't. There we go. If you want to know if there's an underground area, I poured out my drink over here, and it's flowing. As you can see, it's flowing on into this area. I think there might be a storm drain back here if water moves into this area. So, if you guys could find one somehow, that would be... Maybe we'd have an alternate route. Just
So
an
how do
idea.
you guys want to approach that problem?
Just an idea.
Yeah, Steelheart would definitely be interested in taking a look around here.
I pull out a flashlight. I get on my knees. I take a look underneath the dumpster, turn on my flashlight, and see if I see anything under there.
Okay, give me a perception. And Steelheart, what are you doing?
Well, she is checking under the dumpster. Can you give me a quick refresher about what this area looks like, or is it just like what I'm looking at?
Pretty much what you're looking at.
Gotcha.
There's like 2 dumpsters, a big electrical box, a pile of garbage, and a couple boxes of shit.
Let's see here. And to our right is the building we're trying to get into, correct?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So I'm definitely going to be looking around that pile of garbage and stuff. See if those electrical boxes look like they're tied to this building in any way, or if they're like the other buildings nearby.
Okay.
Right.
Let me see
I
here.
say
maybe
you
like-
guys watch each other's back. I gotta make sure Gas is okay. And I head back to my sister.
I actually had a thought about what Gas might be doing.
Oh no!
Either perception or electronics, since you're trying to investigate the electrical system. Either one of those.
Where is electronics? Where is my role for that?
It's under technique, and you have a base of 4.
Yes.
And your perception also has like I'm sorry, there.
Yeah, so it's
Says
18 total
base.
for electronics.
That's a little weird. The pin zone says 14, and because it's pushing over. Your base is 14 on that,
Yes.
and the perception base is 12.
Where is perception? Oh, there it is. Yes. Yeah. That was
All
far
right.
away.
Almanos, you see a small drain underneath the dumpster. It's about maybe 8 inches across and circular.
I take a picture with my glasses and then send it over to Corey's data agent.
And electronics security for checking out the electrical boxes. They appear to be the neighborhood transformers and things like that. And there are some that could go into that building, but you're not 100% certain there. But it definitely is for the whole neighborhood. And if you disabled it, like the whole block would be without power.
It's like a local transformer.
Yeah.
I would like to say for the audience watching us on the stream or as a recorded video that the view of the street you're getting is from my view, from Hard Cell's view. So if there is something happening that my character's token is not looking at, he can't see it, we can't see it. So I apologize for that if that causes any sort of confusion, but just know...
Actually, because of streetlights, I really should not have it be limited right now for these areas, because there's plenty of light.
I'm just saying,
that might come up in the future.
Like if tokens disappear, you don't know just for the audience, because it may come into contention in the future too, depending on what's happening in the game.
Fair point. After I send him a copy of the picture, I look around to see if there's any. Are there any cameras in this little hallway?
In the dumpster area and this backside, there is a camera above each of the doors back here, but based on the blinking lights, right? The one on the warehouse is not currently active.
It's in like a dormant mode. It might be like motion activated or something.
Now the neighbors across the alleyway, both of their cameras do have that little blinky red light going on.
Is it at the door, at their own doors, or is it at the walkway? At their own doors? Okay.
They're at their own doors, and all three are angled in such a way that they aren't getting the other side of the alley, and might get your legs passing back and through walking through the center, but that's it.
I still put my hoodie up as I walk back out, and I look over at Genevieve, and I'm like,
and if you give me an electronics/security tech roll, I can tell you a little bit more about a couple of the cameras.
For sure. Womp 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 womp.
Well, it's not too bad. You're only -1 there.
Yeah.
So that with a 14, that's still good enough for me to give you this info. The one directly across from your target is fake. It's not wired to anything. It's not wireless. It's just a box with a glass lens and a blinky red light.
Ah.
And this one over here, while an actual functional camera, the cord for the data has been pulled by someone in the past and never reattached.
Interesting. What were these two things again?
This one's got a fake camera, and you have no idea what's on the other side of the door.
On what either door is? Okay.
Yeah, they both just say no access, and that's all. And
I look
this
over
one, the camera is disabled.
Like Genevieve, I keep wanting to say Genevieve. Genevieve can see on Adara's face there's a scheme being built up on her face. She's like staring over. She asks Genevieve a question, but then her eyes like dart over toward the shadowy doors over there, and you can see the wheels start turning in her head.
What is on your mind?
Well, that camera is fake. And that one looks like its data feed hasn't been displaying in some time. And that makes me wonder who exactly owns those buildings, because security definitely isn't the first thing on their mind. So what's exactly going on inside of those places?
There is light coming through this window, but it is so dirty and filthy, you'd have to reach through the bars and wipe at it in order to have a chance at seeing through it.
You want to do a little sleuthing?
If you think that would be a good idea, that might be the best idea we have right now. It could possibly lead to another entryway.
I mean, all I'm saying is I already sent Mr. Handsome his pictures of the slop underneath the garbage can, so you know, we have some time. Might as well take a look, right?
After you?
Just a little curious.
Steelheart would get her, like, she would be reaching into her vest for, like, to have her hand on her, what is that thing called again? Stun baton. Just prepared for possible danger.
All right.
By the way, Tarek,
Yeah.
nobody can see your mouth or your chin.
Nobody can see my what?
There you go. Now we can see your face.
You're a little
Mr.
low in your
Slouchy.
camera.
Yeah, your camera is pointed a bit high above you. Yeah.
And while you may be
There
playing
my
a short
chair.
character, we'd still like to see your face.
My chair has been acting up lately, so it has me a little lower than I'm used to. So yeah, Adara will pull out a like rag from one of her like personal hygiene sets and starts reaching it through the bars to start cleaning off the window.
Okay.
Grime.
Are you trying to be stealthy about it, or are you just not giving two shits and going ahead and being as squeaky as possible?
No, I'm definitely trying to be as quiet about it as possible, is to not draw too much attention to myself.
Okay. Let's see.
You want me to give you a stealth check?
Yes, please.
Okay. Oh, I'm pretty quiet.
Okay.
Oh my
Still
god,
cleaning.
Tarek, your character has become the Viper.
El Viper.
The Viper is coming.
I kind of doubt
at
these
4
guys are
o'clock.
going to have any chance to tell what's happening, but yeah, they definitely don't know this
That's
shit.
unfortunate.
Yeah.
El Mano,
They don't even really notice what they're doing.
El Mano, you have become the Viper. He has come to vipe your windows.
So you wipe that away. Okay, now give me a perception for looking through what you've wiped.
They call her El Mano because she has the stealthiest hands ever.
All right, with a 17, you see 4 figures sitting around a table, 2 of which appear to be doing some sort of deal because there's a briefcase, but you can't see what's in the briefcase, and a stack of money on the other side of the table. Well, the person looking in the briefcase looks happy by what they see, and there's like several other people lounging around. They're all wearing gang leathers, and let's see. You could give me a rep roll to try and identify the gang specifically, or maybe one of the members. Or you could just give me a, let's see here. a criminology roll to identify this gang. Either one. Or if you think another skill would also be effective, let me know.
15? Criminology?
Okay. This is a East Coast branch of the Blood Claws. They're also a gang that's in Night City. They're known for having rippers implanted in most members, especially once they're full-fledged members. They automatically have rippers implanted. And as long as you don't step on one of their graffiti marks, they're not one of the more aggressive booster gangs out there. Respect their turf, respect their deals, and they'll leave you the fuck alone.
So
but
they're a
if you
booster gang.
step on their graffiti, they're going to gut you.
So they're a booster gang. They're not really known for doing things like maybe kidnapping or security.
Unless they get paid well enough for such things. But yeah, security, they're not reliable. Kidnapping, yeah, they're decent at that.
Do they all
don't expect the target to survive afterwards?
Do they all look like they're part of that gang, or is there somebody else who might look like a fixer and then they're...
The guy with the pile of money in front of him who hasn't picked it up, he's wearing a suit and has cat ears. But you only see him from behind and can't really tell anything else about him.
I take a quick screenshot in my virtuality goggles and then send them over to Corey, what's your character's name again?
My street name's Hardcell, but he's Falco.
Hardcell. I send it over to Hardcell with a little caption saying, "Recognize this?"
And right about that moment, a shadow passes in front of the window as a rather hulking man in some kind of suit. That's all you can really tell. Just walks past the window to the other side of it. Probably the guy with cat ears bodyguard.
I slink onto the side of the window as I see that person pass, and then kind of duck and get across. Okay, let's head out.
All right, I'll just switch it back to the main alley.
Yeah, you can do whatever the other two were doing while we were busy.
All right, Falco, and Gas.
Okay.
Right about this time, it took you just long enough to get back out of that area before you got the first image on your agent there, Hardcell.
So, while Gas is like alone in the ramen shop, she wants to be looking around for anybody who is like kind of young, maybe looking down on their luck. I imagine a ramen shop has pretty cheap food on average.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe somebody, like not great clothes, kind of scraggly looking like Elmanos. Eating something like cheap on the menu. That's what I'm kind of have my eyes out for.
What you see is a group of people wearing bike leathers in yellow and black with dragons on their back, like Eastern dragons coiled up on the back of their jackets, sitting together. They look well off, but they're obviously some sort of gang. Across from them, there's two people wearing just simple leather vests that have a patch on the back of 3 red claws looking like they're ripping out of their back and are actually slightly holographic. And those two are eating the absolute cheapest ramen this place offers.
Okay, but they are sitting together.
It's straight noodle bowl.
Straight noodles, got it. Do they look... does either one of them not look too scrawny? Like one of them looks like they have a decent amount of weight on them. They don't look too twiggy.
Give me a perception check or a human perception.
I think seeing physical things is perception, so let's try that one.
All right, with a 16, one of them is a little bit younger than the other one, looks to be maybe 15 at the oldest. Too young to get major cyber done. And the other one is obviously an older, full-fledged member of that whatever gang that is.
Mhm.
That and he's got rippers in his hands. The other guy does not.
Okay.
The younger one, you'd need a human perception to know this detail, though. But he does seem a bit scrawny side.
I'll give it a shot. My empathy is pretty low, but you can always roll decently.
Okay, and with an 11, the way he keeps scratching at his arm, he's obviously addicted to something,
Mm.
and something
younger one.
injectable.
Okay.
But he
So,
doesn't seem to be fiending for it right now. He's just doing the typical, okay, I'm good right now, but that itches.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So she will order like if they're like starting to eat here, two of the like nicer items on the menu, maybe something with some, filling and not just noodle. And she will have it delivered to their table.
Okay.
And when it would arrive, like just as someone would be bringing it out, she's gonna make her way over there.
Okay. That would be a couple of the Nazazaki roll with tofu and synth ham.
Sounds much nicer than what they're eating.
Yep. And you time it so that as soon as the bowls hit the table, you're sitting down on between them effectively.
Wonderful. And she's going to smile and she's going to say, "This looks a bit nicer than what you currently have. Those noodles seem awfully plain."
The younger one just immediately reaches for the bowl and pulls it in front of him. The other one goes, "What do you want? Ain't nothing's free."
Of course not. Nothing is free, but I am looking for a sort of trade.
Your kidneys.
No.
They look real nice. Hand them over.
She says, "There is something that I would like vandalized. You two look like just the type. And in exchange, I could give you a few Eurobucks to make sure you eat nicer for the next few days. Maybe a little bit more than just the noodle."
The younger one looks up hopeful and is about to just say yes when the other one just gives him a glare for a moment and goes, "Okay, a few questions.
Of
One,
course.
what? Two, how? And three, who? As in, what do you want vandalized? How do you want it vandalized?
And who the
And
fuck
who
are
would
you?
we be pissing off by doing so?"
She smiles
Why don't
and
you-
she says, "I have a can of glow paint with me, which would more than do the job. You can keep it after you're done. And outside the ramen shop, there is a camera pointed at the alleyway. I have seen that there is some pretty simple access to reach it. Shouldn't be too hard for you both, or one of you."
You mean that one?
And she
They
nods.
point to the one across and way up the wall.
She nods. "All you have to do is spray paint the lens. I'm doing a bit of a survey. I'm interested in seeing how good the security here is." I don't think you would be pissing much of anyone off. From what I hear, I doubt there's even anyone inside. But of course, in case there is, I wouldn't want this nice food to go to waste, so please finish your meals.
50 euro each.
Done.
That's his opening negotiation.
She has no problem with that price.
Oh, I was gonna say you might want to negotiate that down.
He actually blinks and goes, okay. Holds his hand out.
I won that much gambling,
That's fair.
so I don't mind. I have something I want to test, and I would really like to make sure they do it. So
Fair enough. But
He goes,
you
okay,
might not
half
wanna
now.
pay.
what did he say?
Half now.
Oh, I'm sorry, but that's not how this works. I agree to pay you. I feed you now, and I'll be waiting for when you're done. I'm not very fast, especially in these heels. So, I'll be sure that you can find me.
The younger one goes, no money up front, then we eat first.
Of course.
And the other one goes, all right, yeah, that's fair. They proceed to eat. Then they go out, and I'm going to have to actually make an athletics roll for them to climb up here, then climb on the billboard, and one of them holding the waist to the other, leaning out to the camera.
Yeah, I imagine with two of them it would be better, so this works just fine. And she'll hand him a can of spray paint, glow paint.
But you didn't just do it to
What
the
color
one
is it? Or is it just standard
It just
glow?
It just says glow paint, so I have no idea. I'm imagining maybe like green.
Green, yellow, or orange would be the most common for generic glow.
Yeah. Green sounds fine.
Okay, that's enough for them to get up there and do that. Now I have to make another one for them just to make sure they don't fall coming back down. And while it was a little wobbly going up, they come down with skill.
Well, they're
Now
since
they got confidence.
since they've eaten and stuff, I assume I'm there now.
Yeah.
I'm like, while they're going up there and you're watching them, I'm like, is this what's going on?
Just doing a bit of an experiment.
Oh. Yeah, okay. I hear you're pretty good at those.
Are they like still doing what they're doing up there?
Right as he's asking that, they're leaning out. One's holding the waist to the other one while holding onto the billboard. It looks very precarious way they're doing this right now. And right on the lens. Then they
All
do
right.
3 quick stripes right next to it.
Perfect. Just make it look like vandalism. And
Then-
she kind of
then
just
they
nods in
Pull
that
back
direction.
in like a backflip, and they land on the roof from the billboard and just kind of hand plant drop. And come back over going, okay, it's done.
And she will transfer the Eurobucks.
Do you make it so that they each get 50, or do you just hand 100 to one of them?
I will make sure that they each get 50.
The younger one immediately squirrels that to where it couldn't be snatched by the other guy.
There we go.
Come on, boss should be near done now. And they actually walk into the back alley.
Ah.
Uh,
She is going to pull out her.
Palco, this is
Phone.
about the time to get the picture of that meeting in that other room.
I look at my thing, I'm like, oh,
Yeah, guess knows that they went to the alley, so she's just going to message Elmanos probably, and say, "You might have company shortly."
Do I need to make a roll on this, like a rep roll or something, to figure out who I'm looking at?
Well, the same emblems are on these two guys that are walking back there as in the majority of the room. The guy
Oh.
with the back, there's no chance because, well, you can't see their face.
Okay.
But yeah, you can make a rep roll or a criminology roll to identify the gang.
What's a rep roll? What am I rolling? What is?
D10 plus your reputation.
Oh, my reputation.
Well, no, in this case, it's just rolling a d10 and hoping you get under the gang's rep.
Oh, there
Ah.
you go.
Do I have criminology? No, it's just an 8. I'll just make the D10 roll. Why not? Right, that's not gonna do anything. Let's try.
If we can do criminology, maybe I will do criminology.
Sure, go for it.
Yeah, if you show the picture to her, she might be able to just tell you.
I rolled a 4.
Though that's also good enough.
Okay.
So yeah, they're the Crimson Claws. Apparently, one of the East Coast branches of them. They're also in Night City. And same info that I gave El Manos, you also know.
Okay. Well, looks like this area's ruled by those Crimson Claw guys. Hope you're making good friends with
There's
them.
another gang right there in the ramen shop.
Tiger Claw.
Yeah.
Hope you're making good friends with them.
I was.
I mean, it's weird that there's another gang right over here when I'm looking at their, I guess, one of their bases of operations in the back alley there. I hope they found something in the dumpster. I told
If
them to
you
go.
wanna-
I already sent you a picture of what was in the dumpster.
Yeah, that was the first picture to arrive.
Oh yeah. Apparently, there's some equipment. What was back there? I forgot.
There was a small
the
drain
picture-
and a
Yeah, the picture showed an 8-inch across circular drain under the dumpster.
Okay.
and then there was a transformer that we saw. But I don't know if we sent that info yet.
If you want to give me a roll about the Tiger Claws,
Oh, okay, sure. What kind of roll is it? Just another rep roll?
or criminology, whichever.
And both of y'all can make it this time because y'all are both seeing them.
That didn't work.
Yeah, I think you got to keep it a bit closer. No space.
No, I needed to put the
Oh.
slash in front of the R. But I don't recognize this one. I rolled high.
Nah.
Some.
With criminology at that level, you Gas actually recognizes them as Tiger Claws. They're a newer gang that a lot of people are suspecting of having corporate backing. And with your role, you also know that the leader of it is one of the sons of Saburo Arasaka, who runs Arasaka Corp. And right now, while they are well funded, they don't really hold turf. They're more a biker gang and therefore more welcome in other gang territories since they're not claiming any territory. And sometimes they're used as guards and lookouts by other gangs.
Cyberpunk still has some of those throwback rules, huh? Where sometimes you roll high and sometimes you roll low. There's no consistency in it.
Rep roll is the only one where you got to roll low to get it.
You know, I figured they'd like fix that, but whatever.
Well, once they like are done with the job and she pays them, she will motion for Falco to follow her back to their table originally. And
Yeah.
Okay.
she'll say she'll just kind of nod towards the camera and say, I'm a bit curious if there's anyone in there at all, and if they're at all concerned if they suddenly lose vision of this place.
Exactly. That. I mean, It's a good experiment. Mess things up, see who comes out and checks on it, and make sure that we're not the ones who are at fault for that. Yeah. Smart. Smart.
Give me a perception check. And after this, I'll be switching back to the alley as the two gangers are walking back there.
Persuasion.
19.
Human perception. There it is. Regular perception. You know what? Let's start strong and start spending some. I don't need to spend no luck. Look what gas rolled. There you go. I rolled one
You both
better.
notice that the camera has a sudden electrical discharge on its front, and the paint just goes away from the lens. It's still around the mounting, so it still might be slightly interfering with the view since it's glow, but the lens itself is clear now.
Look at that. I
Well.
suppose someone is watching.
Looks like.
But it took about 2 minutes before that happened.
Good to know.
2
Which,
minutes.
if Elmanos knew that, would think that the netrunner running Overwatch is a slacker.
Yeah. They're busy watching porn on the net instead of doing their job.
So now we're back here,
They're
and
brain dancing.
you two got to about here, and I'm just going to move Corey's and
Over to
Gas
the ramen.
over this way so that they're over at ramen shop instead. When two booster gangers walk into the alley.
Elmanos will like elbow Genevieve and be like, "Watch out, we got company."
Genevieve does not show reaction, but Elmanos would know that she understands what's going on.
Okay.
First, the older one kind of stops right here. And the younger one kind of looks at him for a second. And the older one goes, "What are you two doing back here?"
Oh, you know, just going to take out the trash.
Uh-huh.
What are you two doing back here?
Looks you up and down for a moment. Same thing.
I can see. Well, pleasure meeting you too. I guess we'll let you get on about your business.
Yeah, and if you saw anything, you didn't.
Oh, of course. I'm basically blind, and my friend here is my seeing eye person.
Good. Good. Let's keep it that way.
Yeah, Chupa. See you later.
You can
She
give
stops
yourself
at the right before the exit, and then like slyly takes a look back to see if they go into the same room.
Well, the older one stops right about here and just starts leaning up against the wall. The younger one and goes over and leans against the wall right about there.
Lookouts. This might be a wrench. You should tell the others.
Orange.
Yeah. If they're here when we come to do the thing,
Yes, yes, yes.
not only will they recognize us, but they might be involved. I also have a strange feeling they might be involved already.
You
see how
then
much
watch
money
the
that
younger
piece-
one pull a hypo spray out and inject himself in the arm, and then just kind of relax a bit against the wall.
Maybe they won't be a problem. Maybe that's a problem that takes care of itself.
Perhaps.
Let's go make sure the others are hip to the new info.
All right, and back. Oh, wrong button. And back to this.
This is one of those problems that can be solved with drugs.
It's a good thing I can make
Very
them.
high amounts of drugs. Large doses. Does a body good.
I don't know if I have time to make drugs, but maybe the next day, if it's coming in a night or two, the truck, maybe I can make some drugs.
Hey,
Before I exit the alley, I
Hermanos.
pull out some papers.
Hermanos.
Yep.
Hey, Chica, come on over here.
Yeah. Well, maybe we
sis.
should not. Okay.
Hey, sis, tell her what you did.
I hired 2 hooligans to cover the lens up there in spray paint. In about 2 minutes or so, it sizzled off.
2 minutes.
2 minutes,
What are they blind?
maybe.
They're not expecting
Any-
anything.
Any net runner worth their salt would have caught that in a heartbeat.
They're-
Perhaps.
That's why I checked. I wanted to know if there was anyone in there at all.
Yeah, considering if you're in net space, you operate at about 10 times the speed meat space does.
Maybe
Exactly.
they're lazy and
So
they
that would have been 20 minutes subjective for the net runner to notice that.
Busy doing VR porn, like Tarek said.
Yeah, brain dancing or something.
maybe they
Perhaps
don't
if-
have one of you.
they
Maybe
don't have
they're
one.
manning a camera station.
Oh no, they definitely have a nest. It's in the blueprint. There's a whole bed.
Well, maybe it's not for security. Maybe they're doing something different with those people.
Perhaps they've
Maybe.
grown comfortable.
Hard to say, but they're definitely doing some kind of Overwatch in that building.
Well, whatever they're doing, we have maybe a 2-minute leeway before they take any action and figure out what we're doing.
Well, if they give me 2 minutes to get inside that system, they're gonna be all turned about by the time they realize we're in.
Did you happen to see them? The hooligans. They went out back.
Oh yeah,
the ramen shop.
the druggies.
Yes. One
Yeah,
of them.
they're Ravenclaw. Wait, Ravenclaw? What was it?
Crimson Claw.
And there's some
Crimson
Hufflepuffs over there. Things are going down.
Symbol. A red circle with 3 crimson claws ripping through like it's coming out of their back.
They're Crimson Claws. They were doing some kind of deal with a guy with cat ears. I sent you the image. Could you
Yeah, I
recognize
saw
him?
it. I saw it.
I know it was just the back, but
Yeah, I
gotta
know
be
they're Crimson
recognizable to have
Claws.
Some dude walking around with cat ears and a big ass briefcase.
And we got some other gang members in here too. I don't know what they're
I'm not
about.
talking about the gangers, sweetie. I'm talking about the corpo. He was wearing a suit, had cat ears. I know
Yeah,
it was
the
just
game
the
master
back
didn't give
of
me
his
any
head, but-
information about that. Sorry.
Yeah, he did. He said you probably couldn't recognize him because it's only the back of his head.
Okay. Yeah.
But
I mean,
yeah,
if
I'm
you
like,
roll 2 10s, maybe.
I say, yeah, we all of us corporate guys, we have our yearbook is backs of our heads. It's how we can recognize.
I just figured that the cat ears might give you a lead or something. But it is the East Coast, so
No,
who knows? Maybe it's just some
unfortunately.
freak.
You'd think that
All right.
though.
Gas smiles and she opens her mouth and a snake-like tongue slithers out and she says, "It's not as uncommon as you might think."
Oh,
I don't know.
sweetheart, they weren't real cat ears. They were just cat ears.
Hey, Cyberlord, I have a question for you. Which
Shoot.
which corporations have have installed litter boxes in there. This
I
is the cyber future that liberals want, baby.
would have
None
Hell
of them.
yeah.
I would have
But-
respected it.
Let's see here. You,
Are you taking my question seriously?
you could roll a business to know what companies allow that kind of biomod.
Sure. Let's roll a business. Let's
So
roll.
it was a biomod. It was real kids.
Oh, it was a biomod? I thought you meant it was like he was wearing
Ben.
No,
Like,
he has cat
That's
ears.
thought.
actual
Maybe
cat.
real
Oh,
cats.
never mind then.
Now I have to ask the
Oh,
cursed question. Does he have
Look at
human
that.
ears as well still?
check
Sorry, didn't
those
hear that.
numbers
What?
out, baby. I know business. I'm business. I am business elite. Give me
What
all the
was that about?
stonks.
I was joking. That's not important.
Still, I didn't hear it. What was it?
What I was saying. Now I have to ask the cursed question of: does he also still have his human ears?
No, he does not.
Okay,
Is that
Cursed.
better or worse?
it's better because imagine cat girls in an anime with cat ears and human ears.
Yes, but you see, now imagine them without the human ears. That's kind of like just
Now,
like a
okay.
whole.
If they have short hair, yes, that's horrifying. If they have long hair, it's passable.
I don't know. Like, you want people with the headphones with the ears on them. You want to like, that shows that they're human. And then if they don't have that, that's weird. And they have the ear. You know what? I'm
I
not
don't know.
asking any more questions.
I
This
love
is a
how I
very
started
serious
this.
discussion
Would you
for another
would you
day.
hear in stereo then, or not stereo? What is it called? Surround sound.
All I know is I am Mr. Business, and you need to show me some respect.
Pretty much any corporation that involves biosculpting as part of their business model allows biomod for their execs
All
and
right.
corpos
So,
and
do you
techs
think-
and everybody else involved.
and this corporation that owns this place is into biotech, or that's what the person
was a
we're
doctor, yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a biotech of some sort research facility.
I will make
Look.
sure you all know that.
Look, the big reason why I bring it up is because if they got a spot right there doing some job with a corpo in that same exact alley, the same alley where we're going to be going and trying to evac someone who is being targeted, couldn't it be that somebody's making a payment for services rendered?
They could be their like low key security.
Also, those
That
two,
said, did
those-
you
those
have a
two
problem?
junkies that walk back there, we're keeping an eye on. They could gum up the works.
Assist.
They were willing to spray paint that camera over there, and they didn't seem to know who was in there or what their business was at all.
Maybe they just didn't care because they don't get the good money.
I'm just saying, sweetheart.
About this time, Genevieve and El Manos won't notice because they're not facing the right way. But Gas and Hard Cell, you see a Catman, like fully a feline head, in a business suit with furry hands holding a briefcase, and a bear dude in a suit that is like almost 8 foot tall, and very broad, walk out of that alley.
Well, that's something you don't see every day.
I was not expecting furries.
Now you can give me a
You
rep
could always
roll or
expect
another
furries.
business roll to
Sure.
identify him, Falco.
I am Mr. Business, so let's roll that business roll.
Just like the Spanish Inquisition.
Is there a
you should
roll that
always
I can make?
expect it.
You could do a rep roll, or you could try business if you want.
I'll try business. Not that bad at business. Oh, never mind. I am bad at business.
Yeah, it's only a -2. Well, you both gas, you're not really sure, except that you think you might have actually done some work on the feline at one point, but you don't really connect who he is.
Hmm.
Through Trauma Team, he's got a platinum card,
Ooh.
which is good for up to 10 resuscitations from dead in a year. Falco, hard sell with a 19. Those two work for Biotechnica.
Right.
You haven't ever directly met them, but you know they work for Biotechnica. They're often actually in Night City, but they're low-level execs in Biotechnica, so you're not too surprised to see them here. They'd be sent all over the place for different deals and shit, especially stuff Biotechnica doesn't want to be associated with.
So I'll turn back around towards the ramen shop before they notice me.
And they head off north.
And I'll say, I'll kind of say low, those two guys, and I'll say they're who they are. They're Biotechnica execs. They're hard to miss because I don't know. When talking to them, it feels like you're in a cartoon. But they're in Biotechnica. I don't know what they're doing here since the building over there, that wasn't a Biotechnica building, was it? No.
Nope. Nor is the one that you're supposed to hit.
So,
Well, whatever they were doing it with gangers.
exactly.
Gangers who are known for kidnapping and making sure people who are kidnapped aren't spotted. So maybe they did some business with them.
It might
Or maybe
just
Biotechnica is doing some business with the syndicate.
it might be a coincidence.
Oh,
Or-
one last detail for you, hard sell, that you remember about the bear dude. Something that's hard to forget. The bear dude actually has a high-pitched, squeaky voice.
Right.
He
There's-
ends up talking like this.
There's two options I see here. Either one, they're trying to figure out what's in that building too, and using the gang members as scouts, giving them a good deal on that. Or two, it's just a coincidence. It's
Wait,
just we're in the same part of
guy
town at
was
the same
getting
time.
paid though, right? The exec was getting the briefcase.
When you were looking, the ganger was looking in the briefcase very happily and taking stuff out of it, but you couldn't see what he was taking.
Oh, and the guy was delivering the briefcase. I see.
And there was a stack of actual physical cash in front of the cat dude, which
Okay.
most likely is in that briefcase now.
I think they sold off some goods to him. Maybe drugs. Maybe.
Why would two low-level execs go to some gang members and sell them drugs face to face?
Street
James, is that a thing?
Making extra
Sometimes.
cash on the side.
It is a thing.
Sometimes.
Okay, then never mind.
Yeah,
that seems
yeah.
weird to me, but okay.
Well, your own team has a pharmaceutical expert, and you could be using that very same method for extra cash.
Right. Okay. Just
So it's not unheard of.
making sure, because that
Farm up your own street drugs and sell them to low-level distributors so it doesn't come back to you. Yeah.
Exactly.
so
And hey, drug research is expensive, and when you find something that isn't going to do what you want but provides a hell of a trip, yeah, you're going to take it out to the street to recoup the research costs.
okay. So that would just be it's a coincidence they're in the same part of town as us at the same time. That just
Most
might
likely.
be that's
Maybe, but I just don't like coincidences, especially this close to my job.
It would be foolish to assume and not plan for the worst.
Bingo.
Which
that
the
mean
worst case scenario here is they're here for the same.
What that means to
Person.
me is I'm not going into that alley to jack in. because then I'm vulnerable to whatever those psychos are doing.
That makes sense. But we got 2 minutes
I
to
guess-
get you to the basement.
What did Valk want to say?
Genevieve was just going to say that it is definitely auspicious timing.
Yeah, inauspicious for sure.
We could use the code, get in the door, run you to the basement before anybody knows what's going on. Or run you.
Potentially,
Yeah.
unless they got people right inside the doorway. In
Well,
which case, we're gonna have to go and blast them.
oh, do we got anything that can knock them out?
Do you think I got silly string that puts
I'm
people
looking
to sleep?
over at Gas. Her name is literally Gas, so I'm wondering if she's got some gas to gas
I
our,
have a stun pattern.
like chloroform.
Does that shit exist here? Because I didn't see it in the books. I
Technically-
did pick up poison on Gas, which is why she has a very small smile, but she doesn't say anything.
It wouldn't be too hard for you to make a knockout drug.
Okay.
Whether
then
they
she'll
would-
say that.
Depending upon how well you roll, it could also end up killing them. But
Oh,
that-
boo. Whatever.
that's always the difficulty with anesthesia.
Yeah.
You got to hit that right balance point so it doesn't
Dose them a little
keep
too
them
much,
awake
they
and
don't-
feeling things, or too much and they die.
So then she'll smile and she'll say, could make something
Sounds good
tomorrow.
to me. Does I look over at Manos and I say, El Manos, is that acceptable?
Yeah, I mean, I don't even mind the whole guns blazing thing.
Well, loud sounds will wake people up pretty quickly and get the entire building running. If we can get you down
Yeah,
there,
not just the building though. They'll also get Lone Star out here pretty quick.
yeah. So if we
Lone
can get
Star
you,
is Shadowrun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What are they
Uh-oh.
called? Not.
They're just cops.
yeah, the cops will
I
come.
thought there was a cop company.
There is regular cop, SWAT, and C-SWAT, also known as Max TAC,
Oh, Max Tack. Yeah.
or the Psycho Squad.
So
They get several names.
I don't want.
You go in guns blazing at a corp like this, and you might get Max Tack coming out.
So exactly. So we go in. If we see anybody, we hit them with some drugs, and we get you to the basement where you can jack in and scramble their what's a who's it and tell us exactly where the target is. We go grab the target.
Really, once I'm in
we
the building,
get
I
out.
don't need to jack in. I can probably just hit the mainframe directly.
However
I
you need to
suppose
do
I
it. We
should
get you
say
to where you need to
something.
go first. In 2 minutes. How does that sound? Can you do that?
Oh,
Good enough for me.
just to let El Manos know, the mainframe and where the Netrunner is on the ground floor.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
It's not in
So
the
as-
basement.
As long as I get into the building, I could probably
Excellent.
get access to the mainframe.
Jen, what about you? What do you think of this plan?
Who are you calling Jen? Are you saying
Genevieve.
Genevieve?
Yeah.
Steelheart.
Okay.
Steelheart.
It's just the first time someone's called her Jen, so I wanted to make sure because I was like,
Yeah, I
I'm,
think we'd
I'm
probably
all
all
about
know her as Steelheart.
nicknames. Other people have been calling you that, so I figured I'd just call you that too.
specifically, I think it was only El Manos, and El Manos and Steelheart have known each other in the past.
Okay.
so
Then I'll say
that's the only
Steel.
reason why I was confused.
that's fine. Steel, what do you think about this? What tell me your thoughts.
Getting her in and taking out the the electronic security would certainly be a good idea. She's most likely more than capable compared to the times it took them to notice their camera malfunction. So, if we do in fact have that much time, then I would say that is a good course of plan.
Okay, I think we
What
got a
about you
plan.
guys?
If we're assuming that the gang might interfere with our plans, perhaps we should be adjusting, striking sooner rather than later.
You think we should go in now?
We don't
I'm
got.
not saying that, but perhaps waiting to the last moment will end poorly.
There
If
will
we're
also be
expecting company.
more security, most likely, with the vehicle transporting.
Exactly.
All right, all right. So how long will it take you to make the juice?
That's a great question for me to ask, Mr. Cyberlord.
It would depend upon your role. It could take anywhere from as little as 2 hours to 8 hours to make, well, again, depending upon your role, between 1 dose and 8 doses.
Okay, how much would this run me for material?
Um,
How
I'm willing
evil
to
would
say
you
that
be?
right now you actually have everything you need for this one right now.
Excellent.
Okay.
Good, because I'm on a list I can't buy Sudafed anymore.
Yeah,
Gas is like, don't worry,
I
honey,
believe
I'm
that.
not. I'm a doctor.
Licensed and everything to work with Trauma Team.
Yep. So she'll say, could take a whole day at the worst. I don't have my usual setup. But if I'm careful, I could get it done as little as a few hours.
Get you some Sims. Could you work through the night?
I'm sure I could.
All right, let's go do that. Game on.
All right.
How about, does anybody want to sit around here and case the joint while Gas does her thing, or are we all taking off and we'll all come back together?
I suggest that if people are sticking around to case, that you take shifts so
I know
that
the
not
I-
everybody's taking sips.
I know the IP address of that camera, so if I can get somewhere with an access point, I could probably find my way back.
Yeah, that'd be
Put on that
trivial
camera.
for you from the hotel room.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we can watch using their camera.
remotely. There you
Sounds
go.
great.
And
Set
in
that up.
We don't
fact,
have to be there.
Elmanos, because you access the camera, you'd have direct access to their mainframe too.
Yeah.
So you could get
I
a
could
whole
go-
lot set up ahead of time.
I could go digging around in the hotel room once we get back.
So we'll just go ahead and say you head back to the hotel.
No using my bathtub though. For your street drugs.
And you basically have 2 hotel rooms. They're simple double bed hotel rooms, and that's about it that you're able to get on your expense card right now. Not the expense card, your corporate expense card.
If I need some surge, I might want to go check out that sex shop because they might have it going 24/7 kind of deal. Who knows? They might sell some in the back.
You can always ask
Yeah,
before we leave.
that would be my best guess as to where I could pick some up.
Okay.
Well, the tiger claws are also known for that sort of thing. And there's some right there.
Well, I'll try the sex shop first, and if they don't have anything, then I might go talk to the gangers.
Okay. You go in, and the first thing you notice, besides the huge array of different sex toys, which I'm not even going to bother describing, except to say some are pulsating, some are wiggling, and some appear to be self-guided
Jackhammering.
tentacles.
Holy Jesus. We've all seen how this anime
And then there's a whole wall of PVC outfits and vinyl outfits and latex and all of that. Though the latex actual ones are kind of rare. that being a natural substance that's harder to get a hold of. And behind the counter is the filthiest looking man you have ever seen running a shop. Like, he's
Gross.
got grease and slime dripping in places. You swear there's a bit of mold growing on his collar right here. And everything about him just screams filth.
Gas like twitches.
Covered in lube.
Like, ugh.
And he looks you up and down, and then goes, I got what you need. Points over to the clothing area and goes, you're a size 32B long, aren't you?
Excuse me.
Cat suits. It'd look great on you. I actually have one in latex.
You
Is
can
she
tell.
just
You can tell James knows nothing about women's sizes.
I imagined him going like, you're here for the twinkles, right?
God, what the fuck are twinklers?
What-
I don't
what-
even want to know.
What women's clothes is in 32? No, gas would be a size -1 or something.
One.
Well,
It's
each
not wrong.
aspect of it, it's for a very form-fitting outfit. Long would mean that she has a longer torso than the average. The B would be
32B being-
describing the body type, and the 38 would be the general width around. on it.
James, like I said, you're still in male thinking
Yeah,
clothes.
I don't really understand things, and I know women's clothing sizes are voodoo, so whatever I say is still accurate.
Sure.
That's true.
Genuine.
That's
Genuine.
true. I fully believe in a dystopian future. Women's sizing will only get worse. You're gonna need a flow chart to discover what a sizing is from place to place. But she'll just smile and she'll say, "Actually, I am in love. I'm looking for something that can let me go all night. No sleep. Do you have
Ah.
something like that?"
Looks you up and down for a second again, then goes,
And I have a cat suit at home. Thank you.
I doubt that it's a libido enhancer for you. You just
Oh,
want
not
energy.
at all.
You just want energy.
You
Well-
understand.
Reaches under the counter, pulls out a small bottle, sets it on there, and says, this stuff, my sources tell me that it's actually made with powdered rhino horn and tiger's blood, plus ginseng and a few other herbs. As well as, and then he names a complicated chemical compound that you immediately are going, oh yeah, that's a hell of a stimulant.
Yeah, that's a methamphetamine.
Oh, I'm about to do some meth. Neat.
I love the idea of him being like, yeah, this has all this other stuff in it. It's guaranteed to keep you rock hard all night. I mean, keep you awake all night.
You don't. Do you want a girl rock hard?
So that's the point. Like, that's the joke. That-
Nipples hard enough to cut glass.
A clitoris
I
you
mean-
can peg with.
You do. You
Oh,
do.
yeah.
Oh my God.
Hyena
Oh,
juice.
dude. Okay, this is no longer for kids. Oh wow!
Was
I
it
think
ever?
when we walked into a
We're in a
sex shop, it
sex
was
shop.
already no longer.
I'm just
for
glad
mean-
no one has used the word engorged yet.
You did.
Why did you
I had
do
to
it?
cut it off at the pass, man.
Corey's like, okay, we're editing this out of the actual post.
But his brain in that moment was going, okay, checklist of things we shouldn't say. We've said this one, we've said this one, we said this one. We haven't said this one, so might as well say
Just
it.
get
to
it out
check
of the
off
way.
list,
Get it out of
too.
the way.
And throw the fucking
Throw the list
checklist away. Yeah.
And saying it without the other words around it, much better.
Now,
Yeah, maybe the YouTube algorithm won't pick it up.
how many doses do you think you'll want?
Several. Dozen.
How much?
Per dose? 15 EB.
1, 2, 3, 4. I'll
Buy
take
the whole
5.
bottle. There's 20 in there. I'll let it go for 200.
Do I know? I assume I would because Gas is a literal she's a biochemist. Like, is this stuff going to have some really nasty side effects or anything like that, like addiction, or is it more akin to a pharmaceutical?
There is a chance of addiction, but you can roll resist drugs to avoid that.
Okay.
If you buy the whole bottle and use them all over 20 days and stay awake all 20 days,
You'll
will
probably be
James,
you will get an addiction then no matter what you roll on resist. Plus, I'd hand you an insanity
J-
for being awake that long.
before you go any further, Sasha, I need to interrupt and tell Elmanos, I say, hey, can you do me a favor?
Sure,
My
what?
sister went in there to buy something for the mission. Give her this card.
Okay.
Thank
Take
you.
the card. I walk in like I own the place,
And then
and
immediately.
then smack Gas on the ass. Slide the key card into her pocket, and go. Don't forget to buy yourself something pretty, cheeks.
She hisses.
Huh?
Not like a
Keep-
cat, like a
No,
snake.
that's what I say back, and I
Okay.
go. Keep that same energy later tonight. And walk back out.
Once El Manos has left, Gas will wait a few moments, and then she'll say, "What's her sizing for the cat suit?"
Rattles off a much smaller size. But
I'm already in a skin tight
but
suit.
when
Not on
Elmanos
the
came
room anymore. Shoot.
I'm just
when
letting you know.
Elmanos came in, go ahead and give me a perception for that moment. When you're the one being hit with this, you don't have a chance to notice. But Elmanos walking in, you might see it happen to her.
For what?
Give
Oh,
me a perception roll so that you
Okay.
might notice something that happened when Elmanos came in.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you definitely noticed that as Elmanos came in, as soon as Face was out of the doorway, the rest of the doorway popped up with a grid that obviously scanned size as
Oh,
walked through.
I see. That's creepy.
You might be
I mean,
taking
it's-
3D
That's the person
scans.
you're wanting to
of the person.
stay awake
It's-
with.
Look,
Might I also
There's about to
recommend
be models of our bodies in a porn game.
Yeah.
yeah, I was
Sure.
about to say it's less creepy than like a screen coming up and then AI generating a naked body on their head.
Yeah.
He says to you, if that's going to be your partner you're wanting to stay awake for, might I also recommend the Toe Tickler 3000? And then points over to a double-ended self-guided tentacle.
No, thank you. I don't dally.
With
Like-
the help.
Yeah, with the help. But I will take the 20 doses.
All right. So that's another 200 EB for whoever's doing the accounting on the expense card.
That is Corey.
Oh,
I think you were doing it last game.
hold on. Let me check. I got a notes, I believe. Where did I put that? Ah, here we go. Hard
Don't forget, you have it in the journal tab.
Yes. Okay. So we spent 200 on drugs. We spent X on 3 drinks and X on a brain dance.
5 on the brain dance. It was 6 total for the 3 drinks.
Okay, sounds good. Got it.
I'm just basically going to put bootleg Surge in my character sheet.
Yeah, if it actually has tiger's blood and rhino horn in it, you'd be shocked considering Biotechnica has a bounty out for any samples of either creature.
Can I change the color on my notes because they're all coming out black on black?
I
Yeah,
pasted it. I pasted it in the server last week.
Okay, I'll go check. Thanks for that because can't read a damn thing. Yeah, I see it. Color white, got it.
Make sure you wrap all of your text in that.
Wait, I just can't write div white.
You have to do it around. You have to do it with the code thing, source HTML.
Oh. I'll
It's
just
all the way
deal.
on the right hand side. Just do that.
Yeah, I'll just deal. I'll just. Okay.
Well, then anything you type it comes out in white.
Okay. Well, I'll deal with it later. I'll figure it out some other time.
All right, you have your bottle of pills.
All right. I'll make my way back. And once I get to, I assume me and Falco are probably sharing a room, and Elmanos and Steelheart are probably sharing a room.
Probably.
She'll hand the card back and say,
To whom?
To Falco.
Okay.
And she'll say, she'll like rattle the bottle of pills and say, not the safest, but I got plenty in case of emergency.
Next
So I
time,
wouldn't recommend it.
next time you go into a place to buy something for the mission, tell me so I can give you this card. I'm not following you into a sex shop. It's just
Why not?
because you're my sister and I don't want to know. I don't want to see people hitting on you like that. No, nothing. No.
They offered me a cat suit, and
Would you just stop that right now? Okay, we're talking about something else.
the scraggly one smacked my ass.
I look back at El Mano and I'm like, hey, all right, I'm no longer sending that person out. She never treats you with respect. You know what she was doing when she was saying when you were going out gambling?
What?
Terrible things.
I'm sure. It's not a worry. I will just make sure to remember all of that when she is dying in front of me. I'm sure it'll happen eventually. It always does.
All right, I think we're ready then, right?
So we only have 15 minutes.
You want me to make my rolls for making the drugs?
Yeah, let's make
Yes,
some.
Or making the
please.
sleep gas?
And
Okay,
also, we
so-
resist torture drugs for taking the drugs to go through all night.
Yep. Okay, so 19.
And any other prep anybody else is doing?
Yeah, so I would like to upgrade my stun baton, which is a premium item.
Okay.
Using my tech ability, upgrade expertise. It says I can add difficulty value of 17, which it would take 1 day. So would that take too long, y'all? Or do y'all
No.
think we can fit that in?
I think you got time for that.
Okay, so because I do want to do that and make that actually something I can just stash.
All right, you are definitely not addicted. You
Would
feel
have
its
been nice to get
effect.
that on the roll to make it.
You're definitely not addicted. You've identified most of the compounds in it, even just from taking it. And you feel like once you're done with what you're doing, you could even take a nap, even though you're on a heavy stimulant.
Are we doing drugs? No, no, no.
Gas is to stay up to make the drugs.
She's sharing. None of this is happening without me.
Gas will share,
Excellent.
but she'll give you a look like, "Are you sure about this, Falco?"
Last time I gave you any amount of meth, you were gone for a week and came back with new hairdo.
We're staying up and checking stonks, baby.
All right. Don't say I didn't warn you.
I want a new drug, one that won't make me sick.
All right. Is everybody taking a dose or just Falco?
Genevieve, the closest thing she will do is like whatever parallel a cup of coffee would be.
Soy calf.
That works. So
I think that all depends on whether y'all want Manos to actually hit the server at night, or if you wanted to do it before we get to there.
Well, if we're
In the
planning on doing this as efficiently as we can, if Gas gets done with making the drugs tonight, we could hit the place tonight before anyone would possibly be able to interfere.
So that's why I asked about upgrading my thing, was because the book says it takes 1 day.
Which you effectively have.
Okay. But Gas's thing.
Let's see how long it takes to make the drugs.
Yep. So
Maybe I wake you up.
Need a pharmaceutical from Gas, an upgrade from Steelheart. Almanos, are you setting up for a quick command when you get there the next day to shut everything down?
For sure, yeah.
Then I'll need
I'll be setting up so that I can drop a virus in there.
Yeah. So I'll need some kind of roll for that. And Falco, you said you're checking stocks, so I'll need a roll for that.
A business roll?
Business would work, accounting would work, gambling would work. Since
I got
stocks are
accounting.
gambling for the rich.
Do I have gambling? What do I have for gambling?
I have gambling.
I don't think I do. I don't think I'm
Glad to know that gambling works on stocks.
Yeah.
It's gambling for the rich.
That's
It's
very
just-
true.
It's just informed gambling, like horse betting.
Nope, I'm not good at gambling. My gambling is 8,
I am.
but my accounting is godlike.
Cream.
Impeccable. Look at that. That's some accounting.
And also, Falco, if you're taking a dose, I need to resist torture drugs from you as well.
Oh no, I'm gonna fail that. That's always bad for me.
Yeah, that's why I was like, don't say I didn't warn you.
Well, I do. That's my vice. That's what I do. Resist torture
So-
drugs.
She's just gonna make sure that he doesn't have access to the bottle later.
He's on all of the
Oh,
Fuck yeah!
Oh no!
Fuck yeah,
Oh,
baby!
no.
Let's go!
We're gonna have a drug here.
Okay.
Let's go!
Literally breaking up pills to snort and being like, "Ah."
He's not addicted.
Now-
He's addicted after this.
You are addicted to this drug now, and will need it at least once a week, or you'll start getting penalties on all rolls.
Let's go, baby!
withdrawal
Every time you
symptoms.
take it, you'll have to make another roll to see if the addiction gets worse.
Is there a way to break the addiction? I'm just curious.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
well,
You just
I
have to
do.
check into a clinic for like a couple weeks. Or he could try going cold
Or
turkey
get
and
therapy
having to
from a
make a
teacher.
resist torture every day
That
for a
sounds,
while.
that sounds fun.
Or maybe like a rapid detox might help.
Also, with you rolling a 1 on that, not only are you awake, wired, jittery the entire night, right, and dealing with your stocks around, well, not the entire night, I mean like daylight. Okay? So by around noonish, you're starting to hear music that isn't there and occasionally getting glimpses of people who aren't there out of the corner of your eyes.
Amazing. What's this drug called?
Well, the bottle is labeled as All Night Lust.
It's called Surge. but the actual drug is this is bootleg Surge, basically.
Got it.
It seems to be like the pharmaceutical Surge, but more druggy than pharmaceutical, so bad side effects if you're addicted.
This is fantastic.
So I have a quick question. When does luck reset?
At the beginning of every game.
It's every session or episode.
So
And
Okay, so I should
because
be at
this is
full
a
then.
longer, because this is shorter sessions, longer form, it's going to be episode. So after you get her and are out, then it'll reset then.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
So I'm not fully aware how the how to roll the upgrade skill itself.
You should be able to just click on the name.
Yes. So like more of I want to make sure I'm doing this correctly. So because it's the stun baton, it would be the skill I would use would be weapons tech, correct?
You would be using your upgrade ability.
Yes, so I'm using my upgrade. So let me read out what the thing says. To upgrade an item, you roll tech, the tech skill that the item is typically repaired with, and your rank in the specialty plus 1d10.
Okay, in that case, yes, it would be weapons tech.
Thank you. I just wanted to make sure I rolled the right thing. Oh, that's 22. So
Yeah, you're actually able to finish that a lot faster than you thought with that roll. Oh, you thought it was going to take you nearly 24 hours. You got it done in 18.
nice. And now I have to figure out if I can modify the stun baton to say that.
With the 18 on pharmaceuticals, it takes you 6 hours, and you get 8 doses of a
6
slap.
hours? I was 2 away from the max I could have possibly rolled without getting a 10.
Yeah, without getting a 10. Yeah,
I guess that's true.
and you're getting 8 doses in
Okay.
slap patch form. So all you got to do is get it onto their skin, and within moments, if they don't make a very, very, very good resist drugs roll, they're unconscious.
Okay.
I'm gonna spend 5 luck to up that into a
Wait, can we spend
Into
luck
a 10.
after the roll?
Before I say
Before I know
what the consequences of the roll are, I do allow that.
Okay.
So I'll up that to a 10.
Okay. And that gets you in, and you're unnoticed at the moment.
Okay. I will do a cloak check to remain unseen.
Okay.
And to hide any of the stuff that I've been doing in here. Much better. And then I think I need a control check, right? Or a pathfind. Well, technically, I think I need a pathfind to find out what all is in the node, but control is to actually gain control to be able to do something on the network.
Yep.
So, you want me to do a control check then?
Yes, please.
Okay. Do I have any boosters for control? No, just cloak and backdoor. Okay. Here we go. Oh wow.
Wow.
I'm sorry, what the fuck?
Well, we have gone from 0 to 100 really fast.
Right. The system is yours. You can have it do whatever you want right now.
Right. I'm gonna start building a virus then. Hey, can I see one of those
And
pills?
with the 12 from the Netrunner, they looked around and they know there was an intrusion, but they think somebody just popped in, realized they hit the wrong place, and left.
Good.
All right,
Good.
down to 17 of the surge. Let's hope 2 of you don't get addicted, because that's gonna make. I didn't sign up to be like the party's literal drug supplier.
16 on resist poison or resist torture and drugs.
Yeah, that's pretty good there.
Okay.
Then same kind of effect that gas is having.
I will spend most of the night then building out a virus that will basically tank the system once we get in there, so they don't have eyes or ears for once we get in.
So you install a kill switch.
Exactly. I'm going to install a kill switch, and I'm going to suck out any data that I can that'll be relevant to us once we get there.
Well, considering it's semi-encrypted, at least somewhat, you can copy it and decode it later.
Perfect. That's exactly what I'm looking for. All right. That's me. Looks like a lot of us aren't getting any sleep tonight.
And that covers pretty much everybody. I never did tell Hard Sell what his accounting skill got him.
You never did, but I was going to write
With a
them down.
21, your investments are doing very well, except for this new startup you took a chance on. It was a penny stock to begin with, called Helix Industries. You're not even sure what it is, but it's not losing any money either. But it hasn't gone up any.
It's not my fault. It's all these insects on the screen. I got to get the insects off the screen.
Whereas the rest of your stocks, they've all seen at least a 5% gain.
Cool.
By noon tomorrow, he's going to be like, there's bugs in my eyes.
Excellent. Okay.
And the main reason you did decide to invest in Helix as a penny stock is because it's actually a nomad company.
Right.
And those are stable companies. And if they actually get their product to market, then it'll really take off. Backstory on Helix with your role, you also know, basically a nomad pack came across a defunct weapons factory somewhere in the southeast. You're not really sure exactly where. And they found these old designs for helical shaped magazines, so that they actually hold a hell of a lot more ammo.
All right.
And their primary gun that they're putting out is a 22 caliber submachine gun that holds 250 rounds and is still considered a small submachine gun that can be concealed in a jacket.
I'm scared.
Cool.
Could be.
That sounds something I'd invest in.
The weapon is definitely the epitome of spray and pray.
But you got the bullets now. If their magazine works out, you got a ton more bullets to spray with.
Well, James, are we done for the night?
Yep, we'll call it there. And next session, and we'll pick up with you guys back in this alley, about to do your entry.
Well, that will be, I believe, in 2 weeks, because we got Gen Con coming up, and we got a couple of our crew going. So I wish you happy times in Indianapolis, guys.
Yeah, I hope it goes well.
And if you got the money and you're in Indianapolis yourselves out there, or check out Fogo de Chao if you like meat, because endless meat. It does cost $80 for a dinner, but man, is it worth it.
My stomach is small.
Last time I went, I actually had to tell Gary, slow down, you're walking too fast.
We'll take care of IP and that kind of stuff off camera.
Sure.
Sounds good. Okay. Well, thanks you everybody for watching. and subscribe and like all those things. We love you. Thanks to our patrons once again. And if you're in the like Indiana area, go check out Gen Con. And if you can't, all you need to do is pick up a book and go roll some dice. Bye.
Oh, if you're not in the Gen Con area too, they have digital Gen Con now, so you can attend
Ooh,
digitally.
Digital Gen Con.